Connections. We don't talk about it much, but we all understand that connections are important in America, right? Or in Asia, or in Africa, or in Australia, even maybe in Europe, where apparently if you're related to royalty somehow, you're special. But I think the idea of connections in the medical field, we don't think about that too much. So, yes, caveat, I'm a doctor. People know I'm a doctor. And maybe I get some better treatment that way. But not all of them knew I'm a doctor, right? So, the MA today didn't know I'm a doctor. The hand surgeon did know I'm a doctor. And I asked him a question because I thought who better than to ask a guy who's actually in the field. It's not his field exactly, so a lot of things get super specialized, but basically, if you're orthopedics, a lot of people are subspecialized. So he does hand or upper extremity. Some people do elbows, some people do hips, some people do knees, ankles, blah, blah, blah. So I asked, who would be good to see about, my leg, my knee issues. I'm not a surgical candidate. I don't need surgery. I just need someone to help me to figure out what to do so I don't get worse. I thought it'd be good to ask him, right? Because he could refer someone. He knows something about the field. He's worked with these people. He knows who's good or not. So he listed two names, Dr. Shin, Dr. Huang. And there's actually four of them, right? And he said, oh, four of them, right? And then so I think four of them are all the sports medicine doctors. And then when it came down to actually telling the MA who to book me with, he said Dr. Shin or Dr. Huang. So in terms of connections, did you know that things work simply when you're a doctor? So I'm just realizing this, but apparently appointments are hard to get. You take a long time to make, this person's not available. And so you need a referral. So for the hand surgeon, the orthopod, he just tells them, hey, make a appointment for this person. What referral, right? Done, right? I mean, you're in the department that you're going to see, right? So why can't she make an appointment? Well, there's no reason she can't. She can. And she did. Whereas when they called the appointment line, they say this, they say that, right? One person told me, oh, nobody's available till May. You have to see the doctor you already seen. You could get a second opinion, but you have to wait 6 weeks because that's her punishment. And then you call again, and she's like, oh, you can see anybody from the group. Who do you want? When do you want, right? And now, oh, but you can't switch groups, right? And then so now it's like at this place, he's like, Emmy just makes who do you want to see, right? She'll just book your appointment. She is the one who actually has the power, right? In the clinic, the people could do sort of whatever they want. It's sort of like in the hospital. I could do whatever I want. But if you want to call this person on the phone, then they're very limited in what they could do. And I find it very interesting because there's more than one way to make an appointment, apparently, right? There's a way to get a referral for a primary, go through the number you're supposed to call, blah, 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 right? Or you ask the doctor says, yeah, let's get you an appointment until the MA done, right? That's initially how I got my hand surgery appointment. I was talking to the surgeon, the hand surgeon. She's like, yeah, if you ever need an appointment clinic, let me know. And so she told the MA called me, hello, right? Can I get you an appointment? Blah, blah, what time is good for you? So it's all quickly done, right? I mean, they have different access in the clinic, right? Than the people who do in some call center. But I think the very interesting thing is, how do you get stuff done, right? Is it through connections? Should the medical system be any different than the rest of the world? Or should it be the same than the rest of the world? How do you determine yay or nay? How do you determine whether or not it's good or bad, right? I think people would say those are people who don't have connections, that's a bad thing. But what I would respond is that maybe you should use your connections, right? Be nice to the MA. They could help you out. I know they seem very low, but if they like you, they could definitely do a lot for you, right? I mean, there's all these things, all these people you meet. And that connection to the janitor may one day save your life, right? I mean, there's that story in Vietnam where this lady always made a point to say hi to the security guard. And one day she got locked in the walk-in fridge, and she's like, "Oh, I might die here because nobody's gonna check on me until tomorrow. It's closing time." But the security guard was looking around, and it's so big and it's so well insulated, nobody could hear her from the outside. She didn't bring her cell phone. And the security guard was looking for her, and he opened the door and found her. He's like, "Yeah, you always say hi to me and didn't see you today." I think it's not so much about connections being bad, but that most people don't understand the importance of being nice to every single person they meet, and thus establish connections everywhere we go.